something strange happened in Hollywood. For years, millions tuned in to watch a smiling British man sing with the world's biggest stars, laugh with celebrities, and remind us that show business could still be charming. But then, something changed. The smiles faded. The laughter stopped sounding genuine. And suddenly, that same man who built his career on kindness and charisma became the most despised figure in entertainment. This is not the story of a man who lost his fame overnight. It is the story of how one small act of arrogance after another revealed the truth behind the mask of James Corden. The cracks in his image were always there. We just chose not to see them. When James Corden first appeared on television screens across Britain in the late 2000s, he seemed like the perfect underdog. A regular guy with awkward confidence and infectious humor. His breakout series Gavin and Stacey became a cultural phenomenon. People loved him. He was the funny friend everyone wished they had. Relatable, witty, harmless. But behind the laughter, people close to him were noticing a change. His co-star Rob Brydon reportedly pulled him aside and told him, "You are becoming difficult." Even his own sisters warned him, "Do not be a jerk." When your family stages an intervention over your attitude, that is not a warning light. That is a blaring siren. As his fame grew, so did his ego. Critics began to sense it. After Gavin and Stacey, James tried to stretch his success into new projects. The sketch show Horn and Corden was supposed to prove his comedic genius, but instead, it flopped hard. Reviewers called it excruciating. One headline even said it was as funny as a tax audit. Yet Corden did not take the criticism as a chance to reflect. He doubled down, convinced that he was untouchable. Then came Lesbian Vampire Killers, a movie so absurdly bad that it became a symbol of his declining charm. But the most revealing moment came in 2010, under bright stage lights at the Glamour Awards. Legendary actor Patrick Stewart criticized him live on stage for looking disinterested and unprofessional. Stewart said, "When the presenters are up here, do not stand at the back with your hands in your pockets." Instead of showing humility, Corden mocked him back. He laughed, insulted Stewart, and turned the moment into a public meltdown. Cameras captured it. Fans gasped. For the first time, the world saw the temper behind the charm. Yet somehow, he was not finished climbing. In 2014, CBS handed him the keys to the Late Late Show in the United States, an unexpected move. Americans did not know who James Corden was. Critics questioned the decision. But then came the idea that changed everything: carpool karaoke. The concept was simple: James singing with celebrities in a car, Adele belting Hello, Paul McCartney revisiting Liverpool streets. It went viral instantly. Billions of views poured in. Suddenly, Corden was no longer just a comedian. He was a global personality, the king of feel-good television. Every celebrity wanted to ride shotgun in that car. Every fan believed he was Hollywood's nicest man. He had cracked the American dream. But beneath the bright smiles and catchy tunes, the same behavior that had followed him from the United Kingdom began to surface again. Crew members whispered that he ignored staff. Colleagues described him as dismissive off-camera. Yet to the audience, he remained flawless. The more famous he became, the less accountable he felt. Then came one subtle but devastating moment: the night James sat across from Jimmy Kimmel to play Spill Your Guts or Fill Your Guts. Kimmel asked him to name two of his own camera operators, people he worked with every day. James froze. He stuttered. He could not name even one. The audience laughed, but behind the laughter, something was exposed. The man who preached kindness and teamwork did not even know the names of the people who made his show possible. That single silence said more than any scandal could. It was the first real tear in the mask. And soon, those small tears would rip wide open. The warning signs were already flashing. The smiles on television were still bright, but behind the scenes, the truth was darker than anyone imagined. The man who sang his way into America's heart was quietly building a reputation as Hollywood's rudest host. And soon, that secret would no longer stay hidden. The turning point came in 2017, just days after the Harvey Weinstein scandal exploded and the entertainment world was reeling from revelations of abuse. James Corden stood on a stage at a charity gala in Los Angeles. Instead of showing solidarity with the victims, he decided to make jokes about it. He smirked, saying, "Harvey Weinstein has already asked someone to go to his hotel room." The room went silent. Not a laugh, not even a nervous chuckle. Faces in the audience turned cold. Online, the backlash was immediate. Actress Rose McGowan, one of the women who spoke out against Weinstein, called him a piglet. Others said it was proof that his charm was nothing more than a shield, one that had finally cracked. Then came the moment that would turn his fan base against him for good. In 2019, James decided to take questions directly from the public during a Reddit AMA. What should have been a fun, friendly Q&A turned into a digital firing squad. Thousands of users flooded the thread with personal stories about their encounters with him, none of them good. Restaurant workers claimed he yelled at them. Production crew members said he was impossible to work with. Fans said he refused to take photos and insulted people for simply approaching him. The comments painted a consistent picture: arrogance, entitlement, and cruelty behind the mask of a smiling host. Within minutes, the event spiraled out of control. James answered a few safe questions, ignored the rest, and abruptly left. But the internet had already decided. The nice guy image was dead. Still, the hits kept coming. His movie career became a public joke. Cats was a disaster, with critics calling it unwatchable. James himself admitted he never even watched the final cut, saying, "I have not seen it." It was an admission that revealed everything. He was embarrassed, not just by the film, but by what his career had become. Then came The Prom, where he portrayed a gay character with offensive stereotypes so outdated that even his fans cringed. What was once seen as versatility now looked like ignorance. But the real breaking point, the one that made even his most loyal defenders give up, happened in 2022 inside a restaurant called Balthazar in New York City. According to the owner, Keith McNally, James exploded in anger when his wife's omelet was served with a trace of egg white. Witnesses said he shouted at the servers, slammed his hands on the table, and demanded a free meal. "You cannot do your job," he allegedly screamed. "Maybe I should go to the kitchen and cook it myself." The story went viral instantly. McNally publicly banned him from the restaurant, calling him a tiny man with a massive ego and the most abusive customer in 25 years. James tried to save face, insisting he had not shouted. But by then, no one was buying it. Within hours, social media filled with more stories. A flight attendant recalled him ignoring his crying child while yelling at staff. A director said he had called his production crew idiots. A fan claimed he told them to get lost when they asked for a photo. Each story felt like another piece of a puzzle showing who James Corden really was. Even his colleagues began to turn on him. A television director who worked with him in 2013 described him as the most difficult and arrogant presenter he had ever encountered. During one interview game called Spill Your Guts or Fill Your Guts, James was asked to name 2 members of his own crew again, and once again, he could not do it. Laughter filled the studio, but the laughter was hollow. People were no longer amused. They were uncomfortable. It was no longer comedy. It was exposure. By 2022, the empire he built on laughter was collapsing. Ratings for The Late Late Show plummeted. His clips no longer went viral. Guests appeared less enthusiastic. Even his signature segment, Carpool Karaoke, felt forced and empty. Behind the scenes, CBS executives were already preparing for his exit. When James announced in 2023 that he was leaving the show, he said it was to spend more time with family. But everyone knew the truth. It was not a graceful goodbye. It was a quiet exile. When his final episode aired, featuring Adele and Harry Styles, it was supposed to be a celebration. Instead, it felt like a farewell soaked in irony. The once beloved host, who built his brand on being everyone's friend, now left Hollywood with almost no friends at all. Even CBS did not bother to find a replacement host for his time slot. They simply ended the show. In an industry where image is everything, being replaced is bad, but being deemed irrelevant is worse. In the end, the fall of James Corden was not a sudden collapse. It was a slow unraveling. Years of arrogance, outbursts, and entitlement caught up with him. Each scandal chipped away at his carefully built persona until nothing was left. The man who once made the world laugh now made headlines for all the wrong reasons. The story of James Corden is not just about fame lost. It is about what happens when the mask you wear becomes heavier than the truth you hide. When kindness is just a performance, it eventually cracks under the spotlight. The audience always finds out. And when they do, no apology can rebuild what was lost. So, when people watched him wave goodbye on that final episode, There were no tears, just silence. The same silence that filled that room years ago, the night his joke about Harvey Weinstein fell flat. That was the moment the laughter ended. And from that moment on, no one ever saw James Corden the same way again.